The phrase, "I need to grow," is a weapon of such deadly banality it should be declared illegal. That so many small crimes are harshly penalised while this one goes unpunished suggests that our lawmakers are philandering pricks who, at one point or another, have all needed to grow, probably deep inside some voluptuous administrator who has been freshly dolphined. I have never left a spouse, and given my aversion to packing boxes and redirecting mail, it is very unlikely that I will. But if such horror unfolds, I vow it will be preceded by a wonderful speech. Years ago, I saw a friend's then-husband talk at the funeral for a well-known writer. He spoke powerfully and weaved a little Auden into the eulogy. Not the "stop all the clocks" poem everybody and their barking dog now dies to, but one written for Yeats. "The words of a dead man are modified in the guts of the living," he said. He spoke very well at the funeral for his eminent friend, whose words I still digest. At the funeral for his marriage, though, he didn't bother with inspiring poetry. He just said, "I need to grow." And this is what she said to me. Actually, she didn't say "I need to grow," but wrote it down and sent it by Facebook message from across the house. "This is over. I don't think we're good for each other, and things have been bad for a while. I'm leaving you because I need to grow." I would say that at this point, the floor fell away. However, such description is hazardous to the health of the newly dumped, a needy demographic and one to whom this account of my own dump recovery is entirely dedicated. Chestnuts of the "I need to grow" variety are likely to bring you poor dump sods out in an allergic rash, so instead I shall just say that I was very dizzy. The floor didn't fall away, but I fell on it and remained there almost without pause until I was prompted by desire 2 days later to dolphin and to date. A questionable program of recovery I will, as I said, soon describe. I was on the floor as Eleven ate his chicken. He ate the corpse of the bird with 10 times the relish I imagined he would later visit upon mine. I saw myself dead on this floor, my lifeless hand still resting on the romantic drama section of the Netflix app, was not even chewed to the bone. "She didn't taste good enough to eat," said the coroner's report. "There was nothing for this woman between breakup and death. She was modified in the guts of a tabby." Was there ever any other hope, though? Was I ever not going to be half-eaten by the cat as Jerry Maguire gave his dreadful speech about compassionate business? Perhaps the ex was right. Perhaps things had been bad for a while. Because if they had not been bad, then my filthy, tangled, chicken-scented hair would not now be stuck between the floorboards. I looked at my hair resting in the grooves between the floorboards, and I tried to recall the last date on which it had been brushed or washed. I could not. I reasoned that there was little point in caring for it now. Obviously, I was going to die, be partially eaten, and then inadequately memorialised. But I did concede that I might not now be quite so close to death had I recently seen to my hair. I should have brushed my hair. I should have done my nails. I should have taken the best advice of all marriage manuals and not worn elasticized waistbands in the company of my spouse. I had worn elasticized waistbands for months, and for months I had been tolerably miserable. This misery and poor costume was partly down to her, partly down to me, but largely, I think, down to labour, which had been with an online discount advertiser. The pay was not the worst that I've received, but the labour itself was horrifying. And I say this as a former cold call sales associate who peddled low-document, high-interest loans to poor people over the phone during dinner. Now, following the predatory lending gig, I worked for a low-prestige advertising company, and I had found myself in middle-income hell. There are few enterprises worse than lending. The practice is actually wicked. But I had been happier truly knowing that I worked for the devil than merely suspecting it. And I suspected it often in this feel-good fun factory where employees were not just required to produce peppy 100-word lies about particular cut-rate beauty services, but to actively participate in the lie that this work was fun. Fun! The style guide at this company urged for overuse of exclamation points and capital letters.